What do you think Canada can do more to speak out against the anti-gay laws in Russia?
Well, don't forget, it's not just Russia. I mean, there are countries in Africa right now where Mr. Harper has given groups money, and those groups hold views that are completely contrary to the Canadian Charter of Rights with regard to sexual orientation. And he's giving them money, and they're working in countries in Africa that suppress and indeed persecute, LGBT people. So we realize that there's still a lot to be done here at home. We think we should be doing a lot more with regard to Russia. We've been pushing hard for Canada to be very strong and clear in our opposition to the statements coming out of that country now, and it's even more disappointing that it's a country that seems to be actually stepping backwards and being very proud of it. So I think that those of us who care about human rights, those of us who care about protecting people's diversity, we're going to stand up for this, and the NDP has always been there on this one.
People wonder, is it still relevant to have a pride when everyone comes out, everyone supports, and we look at news from Sochi, we look at what's happening in Russia, and we realize that it really is important. It's important to demonstrate that Canada and that there are places in the world where human rights are respected.
Speaking of Sochi, what are your thoughts on Sochi? How can a country like Canada, what can we do to help the situation in Russia?
Well, I think we have a great opportunity coming up. The G20 meeting is at St. Petersburg in a few weeks, and I think I'm going to be calling upon the Prime Minister and hoping that the Prime Minister demands that it be on the agenda so that countries from around the world can talk to Russia about its hateful laws and the need to repeal them.
Do you think a boycott is at all feasible?
I think we do better by showing up and celebrating in all the pride that we have in all of our athletes, and I think we win more by being there and showing that we're willing to stand together for everyone's rights.
Finally, could you tell us what do you have a message for the people in Russia when it comes to gay and lesbian citizens in their country?
I think that's embarrassing, and anyone coming from all over the world is all equal, and they have to respect that. They have to realize that the old mentality is done, and they have to respect everybody around the world. And the fact that there's people born in Russia that are homosexual, it should show them that it's not uncommon. It's the way you brought up, the way that you live, the way you're born is the way that God puts you into this world, and they have to understand that. So having the prejudice, having the President Obama having to talk to say they hope they're going to accept people that are homosexual to come to the games, that's embarrassing. And that's why to those people I got to say that they have to realize that we're all equal, and this new era in 2000, this has to stop.
You were a professional athlete. As an athlete, as a hockey player, do you believe that there should be an athlete's boycott of the Sochi Olympics?
Oh man, this is such a big debate. You know,
what do you feel personally?
I think that I would be considering putting games to Russia for something like that other than doing a boycott, because athletes has worked for years to be able to be in the Olympics. So to boycott everything for that effort, it's not the fault of the other athletes if a country is not accepting homosexual. But you should be punishing the country that are not making accessible to them, and that's be the way that I would do it.